It's something that I once used and parted with, in order to seal Victor's memories and keep him contained. Yes! The memory card! Yes! What is up, Mugenites? My name is Mr. Twitchy, the night portion of Mugen Eclipse. We are here today, meaning I am here today, to react to volume 14 of Undead Unluck. The reason why I said we is because normally this is a dual reaction channel, and Vonte will be live streaming his reaction to this particular volume Monday at 8 p.m. EST. So make sure you be there or be square like Apocalypse, because it's Apocalypse slander all day long on this channel. Get with it or get gone. I'm just kidding. Welcome. So, Volume 13, it was focused first half, second half on two different characters. We had Rip, his tragic backstory with Latla, Layla, his death, Latla's death, and then also kind of him passing the torch onto Andy for the next loop, which Andy is then going to give to Fuko to carry on to the next generation. Now, one thing I was thinking about since the last time we recorded this series specifically is that Unruined wanted to break or destroy the round table. I don't think he'll be successful, but the reason why that is important to think about is because Jui said that Arc has 1 or 2 more times left worth of energy. We know that the next loop is the final loop, and if, let's just say, the round table breaks after moving Fuko to the next loop, what does that look like? Do we get any rewards, or do we only get penalties in the form of Umas every 3 months? So yeah, that's an interesting thought. And then the second half of the volume broke my heart with Nico and his wife Unsleep. Ichiko, she is baby girl to me. I stan her supremely, and he is fighting for her soul because his negator power is unforgettable and he cannot remember anything, or he cannot forget anything. No, it's completely different. He cannot forget anything, so even like minute details that most people just kind of scrub from their brains, he remembers to the T. And he is trying to get one last look at his wife before he dies, before this world is destroyed. And yeah, so with that not so quick recap out of the way, let's get into chapter 116 first, right about now.
Now, whatever you do, don't push this button.
I am Groot.
Uh-huh.
I am Groot.
That's right.
I am Groot.
No! No, that's the button that will kill everyone!
Chapter 116, Stake Your Soul on the Sword. I'm going ahead, says Andy as he does the double dead do road though against all of those containers. Even if it means taking the inventions that house your few remaining memories and shattering them. Oh, he is going through it. Oh, Ghost chomps on top of him? That is a hell of a shot. What? Ghost? The hell? What's going on? The soul scythe. Cut off his arm. He cut me? No. My hand won't move. This is a one-shot, one-kill type of deal. Gah! Thanks, Undead. I couldn't have pulled this off without you. Ghost, phase 2, as he looks like a Reaper with a hand now in a shackle. Unforgettable has finally lost his sense of self. Oh, no. You better get Ichiko back in those memory no jutsu. It took over Nico? Nico? Can you hear me, Nico? It's no use. You were the one who broke him in the first place. Shing! Alright, cuts off his leg. My attacks ain't connecting. Droop. Now it's my leg. Nice. Very nice. This is fun. I'll chip away at you, piece by piece. The body parts that he's cut off, it's your soul. Do you understand that? A moment ago, you used your soul to move. Oh, that was Andy's soul that had moved. I thought maybe it was Gina, you know, just kind of from the afterlife trying to save her man. But back there, you didn't use your brain, flesh, or bones. You changed your interpretation of movement to mobilize your soul, which is a very nice callback to his interactions with Lucy. That's why I chip away at your soul. It immobilizes the part of the body I took it from. This is great. It looks like me being added to the world has helped you better understand how souls work. I feel like I've just made a friend. I've always been alone, with no one to relate to. Oh, don't make me start feeling bad for Uma Ghost. But no more. Now that I've gained this vessel, I'm able to touch others. I'll be able to make so many more friends. What do you say? Will you be my friend? Go to hell. As he astral projects his dream soul forward. And then he's able to cut Ghost, I think. Thanks, Lucy. If physical attacks won't work, then I'll just have to make use of my soul. Too bad. Oh, I love this panel. While in this form, I can make any spot on my body, astral or physical, at will. You stood no chance against me. The second I took over Unforgettable. Well, will you be my friend or will you be my food? How about neither? Okay, so if you're both physical and astral, he'll just dual stab you. Well, look at that. You can move both? You're pretty clever. This guy can switch between astral and physical form at will. So if I were to attack him with both forms at the same time, but is that a good idea? You'll end up hitting this girl too, you know. Oh, you dirty, dirty Uma. He's using her as a captured bird. She's right in front of my core. Her soul is in a very weakened state. The slightest scratch could kill her. Ha 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 ha! Humans really are a hassle. They value the lives of others more than their own. Throb. Nani? Gah! It hurts! It hurts! It hurts! You're an Uma, and you can't even follow the rules? This is why I hate you bunch of unscientific rules. Nico's fighting back. Oh, I grab it in the face. If you're not gonna follow the rules, then you're an enemy to science and to me. Nico, I admit defeat, so quit being difficult and give Fuko back to him already. Oh my God, MVP Nico. Andy, use both your physical form and your soul to cut me down along with his core. You've assimilated. You're now tied to this body. Even if an Uma dies, there's a lag before the rule is erased. I confirmed it when Spring died. Take advantage of the lag to put Fuko's soul back into her physical body. Once you do, you can see her again. This is such a traumatizing panel. He's crying, sweating, bleeding. Got it. I'll put my soul into the katana, silver waxing moon, as he cuts the chain off of Nico, freeing him from Uma Ghost. Fuko is back, close to being back. Wow, and I am back with Undead Unluck. I am just so excited to see what the rest of this volume entails. The last thing I'll say on this chapter, because this last page I had to relook at it for a second, it's got a white outline. So Andy and his old man soul fuse together to have one katana strike in order to strike both Nico and Ghost at the same time. But we do know that Miko is in the background, so hopefully she does get a little bit of interaction with her mom before the ghosts go away, and even her dad, because I know that she has grown up and not had a very good relationship with her dad, and her mom died at giving birth to her, so she's got to have a lot emotionally going on as well. Fantastic chapter. That's either a 9 or a 10 off the bat, so let's get into chapter 117 right about now. Chapter 117, Forgive. This is either going to be a Nico and Ichiko focused chapter, or it's going to be a Miko and Nico focused chapter. I love this color page too, by the way. Her soul looks angelic. All right, she's falling down. Andy, catch her. Uma Ghost's core was slashed. Hurry! The concept of death will revert to normal once Ghost rules have completely disappeared. Before that happens, you must put Fuko back into her physical body. Got it. Damn it. Not the special feast I've been saving this whole time. If I eat that, I can revive. Oh, the souls are getting in the way. Oh no. What is this? Whose souls are these? Get out of my way. If I die, you'll all disappear. What? Let go. You stupid morsels. Damn it. She won't go in. The shield is in the way. I'll crack it open. Plip. Miko. Oh, man. I'm starting the thawing process. Hurry and put Fuko's soul inside. Right. Thanks. I'll handle the rest. Poppy, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to save you. Oh, he looks so old, sad, broken. The pain and emptiness you felt from losing Ma was just a void I couldn't fill on my own. Miko, you're wrong. You just weren't the right fit. The hole that opened up once I lost her could only be filled by her. No, you probably could have filled it, but I was too afraid and ran away. Changing the shape of this hole to fit you, letting myself forget her, I was too afraid to do either. Well, them's the breaks. I guess that. I was just too darn charming, huh? Bao, assistant number 1, 2, 3, and Ichiko. This reminds me of AOT. Don't cry, Twitchy, don't cry. You owe us one, Nico. You sure do. And I bet you'll never forget it, right? Yeah, that's right. I'm never gonna forget. She's not waking up. The rapper Defrost put a strain on her body. Miko, do you think she can handle it? Ha, what are you talking about? She's our daughter. Oh no, is she gonna get unforgettable? Oh, please no. Please no, no, no. Here goes. Electric shock in 3, 2, 1. She doesn't make mistakes. Look at that. Fuko. Huff. Huff. Why? Why did things turn out this way? I could sense it the entire time I was a soul. Everything that was going on. What was happening to who? Mr. Rip and Miss Latla are both gone, aren't they? Yeah. Why? Someone they loved died unjustly, and all they wanted was to save them. Tiny, minuscule misunderstandings are causing nice people to die. I like this little montage of Autumn, Fuko being captured, Rip cooking for all of them. Mr. Nico, too. He's someone who shouldn't have to die. Yeah, you're right. I get it now. We're going to loop, right? But am I really the one for the job? There are others who are better suited for this. What about Miss Juiz or Mr. Billy? Isn't the point of the loop to save everyone? Then why? I can't. Nico notices, I think Nico's arms flying down. I don't think so. God. Magma from Seal, jumping up, trying to eat Tatiana. I can't save anyone on my own. The hell? Fuko! You've come back to life. Tatiana! Thank goodness you're safe. If you can move, hurry down below before those guys reach Ark. Tatiana, you've got to go through the loop. Mr. Billy said so. He said that Undead and Unluck will negate destiny. I have faith, not just in what Mr. Billy said, but as someone who's fought by your side. I have faith in you. Woo! Tatiana! Aren't you supposed to be dead? You're pretty lucky, aren't you? Undead and Unluck. Damn. That was another fantastic chapter. Got a little bit choked up there with the AOT, like seeing your comrades from beyond the grave. And I like how they introduced it here because Nico, that will be the last thing he remembers before he dies, is that final conversation with his wife and comrades from the lab. So that was just perfect. Okay, so relatively straightforward. The only thing I wanted to add is kind of a continuation of a thought I had for the last volume, and it relates to Bo specifically, but it could be other characters as well. I believe that other characters, because we are assuming that the next loop is going to be the final loop, that they will be given fresh new negator powers, because we will get to a point to where it is uncharted waters. We don't know, much like Ano-un doesn't know after the G-Pen broke and after he saved Fuko's life, we don't know what the path is from now on. So I'm thinking that maybe Bo or some other characters in our story, so say like Nico, they might get a negator power that might screw them over, or at least attempt to, one last time in the next loop. So with that being said, let's waste no more time and get into chapter 118 right about now. Chapter 118, Define. Aren't you supposed to be dead, undead, and unluck? Well, that's no good. Unluck is supposed to be dead, so she needs to stay dead. Ruin! Listen up, you two. Ark's room is underneath that unbreakable gate. These guys are trying to cross it to break Ark and prevent the loop. Phil and I will hold them off. Find your opening and get to Ark before them. Hold them off? I'll come with you. And risk getting hurt? Didn't I just say you should go through the loop? And so, it's my duty as your friend, unbreakable area, specified release, cylinder, to send you off without a scratch. Keep blasting at him, Phil. Pew, pew, pew. Let's go, Fuko. Yeah. It's no use. Untouchable. Blood. Right. What? How? We're getting pushed back? Tatiana! Zombie! You're at a disadvantage on your own. We're joining the fight too. What are you talking about? The two of you have to. I couldn't even beat those two on my own. You're right that protecting Fuko is a top priority, but did you forget that the guy killed Fuko in under a second? Okay, it's up to you. I think he's talking to Blood. We'll all stop them and go below. Let us help, please. Okay. There's a swish to her right. Oh, they're enveloped in cloud. Let's do it. He slipped through. But how? Seal's cloud ability. He turned himself into a vapor and slipped past us. Phil, take care of Seal. Be careful around his talisman. But it's now 3-on-1. That's right. We can use these odds to... What are you talking about? Oh no! Get your arm away from me. It's 3-on-3. Woo, child. He's got the blood, he's got the shadow, and he's got himself. No, actually, it's about to be 2-on-3. Was that? There. You're through. She'll suffocate. Oh my god. I could see her dying here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I've plugged up Untouchable's air hole. She's able to eat food, right? That means there's a hole that leads to her mouth. But she's a clever girl. She started holding her breath as soon as it happened. If she had just been a few seconds late, I could have pumped blood into her and caused her to burst from the inside out. You bastard! It's useless. Blood, shadow, and I are of one mind and body. Neither will die unless I die. Fuko, on it! Anything will do. Just give him unluck. Whoa! He cut off his own arm and stuck it inside of Unruin's mouth. Pause. I said it's useless. Ba-ba-ba-bam. Oh, I think those are the pillars in Union that, like, they used against Uma burn previously. In the end, luck is something that must exist within the realm of possibility. And since neither of you has a chance of altering the course of this situation, the future will remain unchanged. Just hold on, Tatiana. We're going to... Fuko, you may not believe you're the right person to go through the loop. Damn it! She's accepting it, and it's gonna happen. But I believe you are. No, don't. Even though you had your unluck to worry about, you still put yourself out for me. And that was when I started to believe that one day those things you said would actually come true. Things didn't work out this time around, but in the next loop, if we defeat God and everyone's negator abilities go away, we can finally hold hands. I'm sorry, Mr. Billy. In the end, I couldn't do anything for you. Yes, Billy! Yes! Expand your area, Tatiana! Undefinition! Woo! My boy, Billy! Yes! Yes. God, I can't wait for Vonte to react to that. What? The blood is losing its shape, its definition. Haven't I told you a million times to keep your sphere closed tight? Huff. Thank goodness. Sick. Looks like you've been picking on my little girl quite a bit. Unruin, you're about to experience an unspeakable level of humiliation, courtesy of yours truly, Mr. Billy. Otherwise, it would be unfair, now wouldn't it? 10 out of 10. God damn, that was a hell of an entrance. Whew. Unruin is a problem. Like, how can we defeat him? I just don't know. He's indestructible. When he pairs with blood and shadow, it's almost like he can attack, defend, and also move as like unbeatable. Okay, last thing I want to say for this chapter is that I think Billy is using Unchanged to hold the guns as kind of like similar to how Gina was using it as hands, but he's using it in a much more precise manner to where he's going to have hands, let's just say extending out like an arachnid, and he's going to hold them and shoot from various angles. So as long as he's using Unchanged appropriately, he will be able to use as many guns as he has at his disposal. Fire chapter, absolutely fire save entrance, whatever you want to call it. 11 out of 10 chapter. Let's get into the next one, chapter 119, right about now. Damn, we are 3 chapters into this volume. I teared up in the second one. I damn near shed 1 or 2 tears in the last chapter. I got 6 more to go. I'm gonna be a blubbering mess by the end of this. Unruin. You're about to experience an unspeakable level of humiliation, courtesy of yours truly. Otherwise, it would be unfair, now wouldn't it? Let me help you out, Undead and Unluck. Mr. Billy! Mr. Billy! I knew you would come to save Huh? Whoa, what are you doing? You're the negator that betrayed the Union so that you could go through the loop yourself, aren't you? So tell me, why are you getting in my way? If you just let things be, then Unluck will die. A clone? Even you wouldn't want someone like her taking the loop. Now, would you? Or are you here to help me kill her? That would actually save me some time. You idiot. I'd never lend a hand to a gutless coward who exists solely to brown-nose God. I only help those who abide by the rules. Haha, then why did you form under? You should have just kept fighting alongside each other. What are you, a fool? Well, yeah, a damn fool. That's why I'm here. Then you're the same as the other negators. I thought you were on our side since you were at odds with the Union. But it's too bad, Billy boy. Unchange? Pew pew, pew pew, pew pew, pew pew. Ah, I get it. You're the one with the copy ability, right? What did you have again? Unchange, unbalance, and whatever. He's like a shark in the water, but it's a blade coming up from this gelatinous goo that is unruined. He looked at his ear. That's a weird profile shot. Let's see if it comes into play here later. It doesn't matter what you have. You can't bring me to ruin. Ha! You're wasting your efforts. Mr. Billy can regenerate with the power of oh no, he gave up undead! Oh, his arm was cut off! Bruh, how did I miss that? You guys can shame me in the comments. That's unforgivable. Ha ha! Puns. Mr. Billy, why aren't you regenerating? You have a copy of Andy's abilities, don't you? What? You're not gonna use your abilities? Or you're just gonna sit there and let me pummel you? Or maybe there's a reason you can't use them. Oh, round 2. He's getting cut the fuck up. Mr. Billy, why aren't you using your other copies? What about Unmove or Unstoppable? I can't use them. You guys are too kind. What does he mean by that? And I haven't mentioned it yet, even including last chapter, but the way that Tozuka is drawing his eyes, they are so soft, forgiving, they are kind, and I love the change in art style from when he was blind, when he betrayed us, had the other hairstyle, and then in the spring arc, when he came back to being on our side. Mr. Billy, what do you need to do to use your power? If you just tell us, we can give you ours. You can't, especially not you or Tatiana. Huh? I think he had multiple daughters. At the graveyard where Juiz found him, I think he now views them as his kids. But I came here to lend a hand. I can't afford to die. Top. Huh? That you, Billy, old goof? What is it? Are you finally reflecting on your ways and coming back to the Union? I'm the one who let Ruin kill Fuko. So, at the moment, Top is moving with Ishin on his back in order to prevent her from... Oh my god, there's something else in this panel I'll talk about as well. He is moving her around, I think, the planet, likely so that Arc will stay protected, because the only way that Unbreakable will be unsealed is by her dying or releasing it. So, him saying this to Top is going to bring them back to Union, thus allowing Fuko to take the Arc and get away. But what you see in the distance is a little crack, because Move likely has aligned with Seal, or, oh my god, no, Seal has probably sealed Move, and now is using Move to try and get them, Unbreakable and Top, back to Union themselves. That was a lot. Sorry. Moving on. Mr. Billy, why are you lying? Yeah, she's right. What are you talking about? I never teamed up with you. Unstoppable. Huh? Did you just use Top's? Well, shoot. And that actually broke his leg, and now he can no longer heal from it. Damn. So you can use them after all. In that case, I have no reason to hold back. He sprays blood all on top of him. Sorry. Chikara. Mr. Billy? I killed Tatiana. Oh. So does he have to be an adversary of them in order to use the power? Or be at odds with them? That is crazy detailed. So he used Unjustice, he used Undead. Untruth didn't work because he had to have the affection. Can't use Untouchable, can't use Unluck because now he sees them as on his side. But he said those things to both Top and Chikara in order to use it momentarily. I think that's it. Mr. Billy, I'll see with sound. Unmove. He's stopping me? Is this Unchange? Mr. Billy, what's with all these lies? I'm still alive. This is my negation ability. If my target views me as a threat, I can copy their ability. Okay, there you go. Huh? The fairness of each user having only one ability is something that, by having multiple abilities, I negate. I gotta read that again without my glasses. These are not actually a prescription, these are just blue light. The fairness of each user having only one ability is something that, by having multiple abilities, I negate. Wow. Okay. On the day I betrayed you, I tried to make all of you view me as a threat so that I could steal your abilities. That is the reason I formed Under and betrayed the Union. Some of you shouldn't have to fight. Some of you are trying your best just to live. So I figured everyone could hate me and I could fight all on my own. Billy is S tier character. Right here, right now, calling my shot. Man, you better have Billy at S tier. Don't you play with us. Stupid, right? I didn't even make for a convincing villain, but now I can put that to rest. Fuko, in the end, I couldn't steal your ability or your sense of duty. Yeah, because she's such a softie at heart, like, she is thinking about why he betrayed them. So she didn't really view him as an adversary. And even Tatiana was like, come bring Mr. Billy back. The most important keys to slaying God, her sense of duty and her ability. Fuko, you've been nothing but kind. The thought of hating me never even crossed your mind. It's that kindness that saved Tatiana. If I could swap places with you now, I would. But since I can't do that, I'm going to go all out to keep you, Fuko, alive and well. Double spread to end the chapter. A lot of people suffered so I could gain this ability, all for the sake of my ego. If I couldn't face the one pathetic idiot that's standing in your way and overcome him, bang, 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 and overcome him, that'd just be unfair. Ho, ho, ho! Unfortunately, Vonte and I were both spoiled on his actual ability. It's fine. We didn't know the intricacies of how it worked up until this very chapter. Vonte doesn't know yet because he'll be reading this Monday. It makes sense that I could guess that. It was just kind of leading up to that in terms of his description of his lies to those other adversaries. I don't know if this will be enough to defeat Unruin. My guess would be not. It might be enough just to temporarily delay him, but we still don't know what's going on with Phil and Seal, to where if Seal is able to get past Phil and conquer move, Seal move, whatever, then yeah, that's not a great thing. Yeah, Billy's S tier. That's all you got to know. All right, so on to the next chapter, chapter 120, right about now. Chapter 120, this is much easier. Don't like that title. I had to get my targets to see me as an enemy in order to finally copy these abilities. If I couldn't overcome the likes of you after all that, it'd be unfair. He's restraining me with Unchange? It's wrapped around my body too. I see. The fact that he's talking with just the lower part of his jaw, bruh. This guy's a demon. Unfair, eh? Tatiana, over here! Be that as it may, such a pathetic ability could never hold a candle to God Almighty. All you see is the bottom of his tongue and his teeth? Eek! Undead? You mean the negator of death? Aye. A little bit of a flashback. He negates any and all things that pertain to his own death. Any and all? Meaning what it says on the box. Not only does he negate physical damage, but he also negates aging. You can pound him to dust and he'll still survive. But we ended up letting him escape which is why Gina's after him now. I thought that this was the one. Finally, a regeneration ability that could withstand even God's attacks. The glimpses of God's presence I got through the artifacts were overwhelming. I knew that I would need an undying body in order to oppose them. I knew that your ability, Undead, would be the key to defeating God. It doesn't look good, sir. He doesn't have any affiliations. Perhaps it's a result of being undead, but it seems that he's been operating solo since 1870. Oh my god, this is Tella? What do you have in your neck? That's dark. And his sole goal seems to be finding a way to die. He doesn't have nearly enough connections with the rest of society for us to goad him into being hostile against you, Captain. Guess that means that I currently have no way of copying his ability. Huh? He's reading Braille. But you wound up meeting Fuko. Stand aside, you two. Sick. Roger that. So he's now using blood, I'm guessing. Tatiana. Yep. Untouchable area. What the? Designated release. Cylinder. Give me Shadow's location. On it. A little more in front of you. There. Here, huh? Unmove. Unchange. It's gone negative. This isn't just unmove. If it was just unmove, then Shadow would be able to move. He's using Unchange to keep Shadow pinned down as well? Could he be stacking abilities? Still, you're wasting your effort. No matter how many worthless abilities you have, you won't be able to ruin me, much less God. Yeah, I know. Hey zombie, nice call back there. Yeah, and kudos to you for believing in me. Hey, wait a second. You practically scrapped off your entire back. Yeah, well, it was sticking out a little bit. Will that even heal? Don't sweat it. Just watch. Undead. Oh, I was going to say, I thought I missed a page. No, he just pinned Fuko up against the wall, and he had the back of him chopped off in order for the cylinder to work in as much of an area to prevent him from dodging it as possible. I like that kind of payoff like 4 or 5 pages later, because then it makes you go back and kind of like reread the chapter, which is just, it's fantastic. Undead. I wanted you to despise me as his ass is out. Pause. You were a cruel man who used Fuko as a tool to try to kill yourself. Oh, she's peeking. She's a pervert too. So I initially thought that it'd be easy to get you to hate me. But as I got to know you, I came to realize, Undead, what do you think of me now? I think you try too hard to bear everything on your own. You may outrank me in this racket, but you're still a dope, and I'm right at your heels. For me, my biggest stroke of unluck, you don't say, was the fact that you were a good guy all along. I said this in a previous stream, I feel like they would be best friends if given the opportunity and they didn't have to be at odds with one another. I never thought that I wouldn't be able to use an ability that I'd already stolen. No, I guess you're the one who changed all that, Fuko. Hey, don't call him a dope. It's not nice. It's fine. That's exactly why I need the power to help you both. Idiot. You negators can struggle to your heart's content, but God will rule all. You pathetic negators are nothing more than vessels to make the world go round. Only Unruin and Undead, those bestowed with eternal life, can travel to the perfect world. And it's also why I'm really glad, Unruin, that you showed up. Oh, because he views him as an adversary, so now he has Unruin. Yes! Yes! So you're an inferior version of Undead, are you? Nani? Didn't you ever find it strange that you were even able to kill Fuko? If you could loop like Undead, then Juiz would have known of your existence and exercised some caution. He talking his shit, but since you were never able to pull it off, that means in every loop so far, you died without ever interacting with us. Unlike Undead, you have never been able to make it out of any of the loops. That's true. Then by your own logic, the only one here chosen by God is Undead. He's kind of spitting. No. And I like how his eyes are like, this is starting to be rage incarnate for Unruin, and not an imperfect reject like you. But at least I can substitute your ability for Undead's and use it to stop, slay God. No, you won't. This power is mine and mine alone. Well, this is much easier. I couldn't care less about being hated by someone I despise. Unruin, he is now healed up and ready to go. So thanks, Unruin. He's got, all the twitches on his face. He is just about ready to burst from rage. Woo! Billy the Goat. God, this is really a Billy focused volume now, isn't it? Like the last 3 or 4 chapters have all had him in the focus, and I am loving it. The only question that I have is, does Billy have a specific limit to how many negator abilities he can have in him at the ready to use at one time? Because I haven't been counting these last couple of chapters, but it seems to me as if he has more than when he initially betrayed the Union. Don't confirm or deny that, because I will go back and do a reread as I'm editing all of this, but it's just something that I'm thinking about in the back of my mind in terms of how many he can use or obtain at one time. Ruin ain't shit. All right, on to the next one, chapter 121, right about now. Chapter 121, Unfair. Well, this is much easier. I couldn't care less about being hated by someone I despise. He regenerated? Does that mean he copied Unruin? Hey, sick. Yay! So thanks, Ruin. Bacana! He met the conditions? I perceive someone like him as an actual enemy? That can't be. Don't get full of yourself, Unfair! Whoosh. Andy, Fuko, I'll handle him. You two head to Ark. I won't be able to completely restrain him since he has the Unruin ability, but Unmove. I can hold him off. Nah, blasted Unmove. Billy, sorry that I ended up liking you. Let's go, Fuko. But I want to. I'll stay behind too. She's got the battle mode now. I'm not letting this creep anywhere near Fuko. I'll make sure she gets to Ark and loops. Sounds like a plan, Mr. Billy? Yeah, but Tatiana, that means that you... Oh, what's coming in? Oh, my heart. I know you're about to say something about how if I die, then all my efforts up till now will go down the drain, yada yada. But that's exactly why I need you to go to the next loop. Don't worry. Even if my body changes or if I don't retain my memories, I'll still be me. Just find me and be my friend all over again. Oh, a little teardrop on her hand. Come on, pinky swear. This is how you make a promise in your country, isn't it? If you tell a lie, you'll get 1,000 needles in your eye, right? Oh no. Okay, I promise. She's crying. She's holding up her pinky. Fuko, your emblem. Let's get going. Number 9, Undead. Number 10, Unluck. Open the gate. Billy. Tatiana, see you around. Yep. Damn it. I'm not letting them go. I'm sorry for the things I've done. Which things? What? For calling me untouchable? For saying you wanted my ability? For not trying? For not telling you that... For not telling me you'd betray us? Yeah, well, yeah, that's all the stuff I did, but I wanted to make you happy. But all I've managed to do is make you cry. Maybe it would have been better if we never met in the first place. That's not true. I've only made it this far in life because you were so kind to me, Mr. Billy. Your kindness was always genuine, wasn't it? I want us to be friends. Besides, do you have any other flavors? Right now, I'm as happy as I could be, because I'm with you and Fuko, two people who I love so much, fighting and risking it all just to see each other again, because I found a friend and a family member who allowed me this chance to do so. It's the best. Okay, she's got the unruined shield duplications in the background of her HUD. But if you really want to make it all up to me, since you can't die because you're copying Unruin right now, you can stay by my side until I die. After all, I cried a whole lot while you were gone. If you didn't do at least that much, it'd be unfair, right? Haha, you're right. Guess I should take a page out of their book. Fantastic. This takes me back. It reminds me of the first time you two came here. It's time to make a choice, Undead and Unluck. So can they take more than one person on the arc? Or is there something that they have to give up in order to use the arc? My guess initially was that it was points, but it might be something a little bit more personal that they have to give up. So what did Juiz give up each time that she looped? Because I'm assuming that she had all the points necessary in order to loop. But in this case, is Fuko going to get deprived or taken of some of her memories of this loop? She's got a lot to carry over to the next one. So if she does not have any sort of memories whatsoever, even if it's just like 10 or 15%, that could have horrible consequences. All right, but Juiz is at the head of the table, and I don't want to waste any more time, so let's get into chapter 122 right about now. All right, I'm back. Just had a quick little bite to eat, and I am back with more Undead. So chapter 122, I hereby recognize you as a traveler for this loop. Victor? Victor, where are you? It's a dinosaur! It's in your nature. A dinosaur? You're finally here, huh? Yeah, we're in the Jurassic period right now. Vic, hey, Juiz, haven't seen you in about 4.4 billion years. Oh, her face. Don't worry, the dinos around here only eat plants. You hungry? I got plenty of meat, so let's chow down. You? You've been waiting all that time, all alone. This is going to be Andy and Fuko in about 5 chapters. Or, I don't know, 20 chapters, something like that. Sheesh. I see you're still the same crybaby you've always been. Date! It's no big deal. I was mentally checked out for about half of it. Even so, that's 2.2 billion years. Yeesh. Never mind that. Listen up. I've got a ton of fun stories to tell you. Miss Juiz, are you all right? Are we going to loop? Fuko, Andy. She's taken off her helmet. Andy, why are you in battle mode if you don't trust her at this time? Thank you. The fact that you came here, Miss Juiz, means that you have the resolve to enter the loop. But to accept that resolve while there are still matters you're unaware of wouldn't be fair. As such, I ask that you wait to make your choice. Oh no! Until after you've heard my story. Miss Juiz, you can't touch me or else... Don't worry. It's an artificial hand. I should give my thanks to Billy. I couldn't tell my story while touching you like this otherwise. Having my arm blown off wasn't so bad after all. That's a crazy statement out of context. Miss Juiz, please, just listen. Basically, this loop thing will warp you to a newly formed Earth, effectively making it a time warp that only goes to the future. Hot! Not only that, but it sends you to a time period when the Earth is inhabitable by mankind. Truth be told, the new Earth sucked at first. The ground was frickin' blazing. If I wasn't undead, I wouldn't have lasted. But still, I saw some cool stuff. I'm the only one in the world who got to see how the Earth formed. I'm so sorry. Quit crying, it's annoying. However, Each time a loop is initiated, its destination moves further forward in time. The next loop, the one you take part in, should place you sometime around the 1800s. Ooh, 1865. Wait, just a second. You've been alive for that long, Miss Juice? But you're still so pretty. What's your secret? Undead? Unfade? I don't know how my looks have fared, but as for how I've managed to stay young, it's all because of the loop. While you are tasked with going through the loop, you don't grow old. It's a constant cycle of greetings and goodbyes, and each time my vision of justice would waver, and my mind would cloud with doubt. Which is precisely why, to ensure that there's no doubt in your mind, I want to ask you, what is your vision of justice? How do you wish to shape the next world? I want to see Tatiana wearing clothes, and I want to see Top running as fast as he can, and for Chikara to be able to attend school without shaking in fear. I want everyone that I killed with my unluck to live. I just want them to live. You okay? Yeah. But I know that a world without any hardships isn't the answer. I mean, after all, I only managed to meet Andy because I endured those hardships. Same here. In this world, humanity faces so many hardships that it didn't even create, and so many people suffer for unjust reasons. That's why I want to place the blame for everything the good, the bad, back in humanity's hands. I want a world where you can't blame things on somebody who doesn't even reside on Earth. A place where people who want to live can live, where hands you want to touch can be touched, and where people who want to die can die. That's the sort of world I want to live in with everyone. What a great character page. Void and Phil apparently had a pretty close relationship. That's dope. Shen, Mui, and Mei are all together. Nico and his wife, Miko, Gina on top of Andy. I'm not going to ask how Victor and Andy are separated, but it's fun. It's fun. Top, Chikara and Ishin. Tatiana and Billy, adorable. He definitely had a daughter. And then finally we get R.I.P. my boy, Rip, Latla, and Layla. I see. But that's what tears me up inside. I wanted to live in that world with everyone as they exist now. Yes, she has what it takes. Not with whoever they are in the next loop, but with everyone who's here right now. I'm sorry, I just keep crying. I'm sure of it. It's in your nature. And that must be why fate has been drawn to you. There's an artifact that can make your vision possible. Oh, the memory chip. What? There is? Where? It's something that I once used and parted with, in order to seal Victor's memories and keep him contained. Yes! The memory card! Yes! After Gina captured you and you escaped, I never thought I'd see it again. But it's come back along with you. I suppose this is the fate at work again. That card is the artifact Remember. The key to saving everything. Fan-freaking-tastic chapter. Confirmation, finally, of what we were thinking probably from maybe episode 7 or 8, maybe even before then. Bruh, that's just, it feels so validating that we were onto that for so long. But the only concern that I have is Juiz put that in Victor's head. Likely that's what happened in 1865, because likely that's how Andy got, his existence, and then also the 1865 tattoo on his chest. There's one or two more things we don't know about that situation. And I just have a feeling based on her facial expressions from the flashback that we saw, she didn't look like it was without pain. It looked like she had to sacrifice something in order to use that. Now, Victor obviously still exists, but what does that mean for Andy? Does that mean that he's the culmination of all the previous characters' memories loops? Or alternatively, does it mean that Andy is its own thing? So what I mean by that is I just talked about the fact that we saw the panel with Victor and Andy being separate. Can they not ever separate because of the fact that the memory card is Andy? To where if he's going to have a physical body to be able to interact with Fuko to get his final death, I don't know. It's just, it's getting to a certain point to where there's going to be some consequences for what Andy is and what that means to not only the story, but to Fuko / Juiz / Victor. Phenomenal chapter. I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get into 123 right about now. Chapter 123, Reset. That card is Remember, the artifact that rules over memories. It has a binary function, an obverse and a reverse. The obverse will restore memories and increase your allies. The reverse will seal memories and leave you without allies. Basically, it's either a continue or a reset. So even with Unbreakable, this base won't hold. You can only choose one function per loop. Oh, so she's gonna have to fall in love with Andy all over again. Oh, that's why she said make a choice. Oh my god. They're gonna believe in one another and they're gonna bring the memories forward this time. But now I can tell why Juiz was feeling the way that she did when she initially put it in Andy. Because no one besides herself has, up until this point, been her ally from loop to loop. She had to rebuild those connections every time. That's crazy. Once you lock in your decision, the artifact is limited to that single function. And I choose the reset option for this loop and stuck it into Victor. Thus, creating you, Andy. Oh, this one didn't work out either? What are we lacking? What? Juiz. Let's call it quits already. Victor, 99 loops, approximately 455.4 billion years. God, I feel so bad for Victor. My God, he can't even die in that long. You've done all that you could do. You must be satisfied now. Don't you think it's about time to just let it end? Quit speaking nonsense. If we give up, then everyone's hard work up until now will have been meaningless. What will happen to the wishes of everyone who risked their lives for us? Also, you wouldn't be able to die. We need Remember. If we had that card, everyone would reconverge, and we could improve upon our past mistakes. Let's search for Remember in this loop as well. We'll stake our fate on the discovery of that artifact. You're with me, right, Victor? Yeah. But I thought we were on the same page. Victor wanted to kill God so he could die, and I wanted to kill God to allow him to die. I never thought that our paths would diverge. Nice symbolism there. However, they did. I wanted to continue while Victor wanted to reset. The day we went to collect Remember was when we both Remember is in this church. They're in the midst of war outside, but the conflict hasn't reached here. I'm sure this war is yet another case of people fighting for those they seek to protect. There it is. Now we can get everyone back together. Shing! What do you think you're doing? Victor, you were my beacon of hope in this never-ending current of time. No matter how many times I've been on the brink of losing my mind, knowing that I would be able to see you again was enough to keep me holding on. I feel like this is a quick little ode to the color page of where they showed the pairs they were shopping with one another. Nice little touch. I couldn't care less about the fact that I'm unable to die. So just please stop suffering for my sake. Tears down just the one eye. Quit starting over. Remember is just going to give you hope. I'll let you assemble allies and fill your head with dreams. Just forget it all. Forget me. Forget allies and responsibilities. Vic, Juiz, I won't let you go through another loop. I'm going to kill you right here so that in the next world, you'll forget everything and live a life full of happiness. I see. So that is how you really feel your vision of justice. Unjustice, impossible. Unjustice has never worked on me before. Juiz, deactivate it. All I want is for you to be, remember, reset Victor's memories. You fool. Please, just rest for a while. I'm sure that I'll find the one somewhere out there in this world, a new beacon of hope. Woo! Man. So the one question that I have is, how does the artifact Remember relate to Unruin? Because the facial scar for Unruin, it is much too similar to Andy / Victor than can just be explained as it's just a coincidence. No, it's not just a coincidence. So was the reset option or the continue option used on Unruin maybe because he could not mentally comprehend or have anything to look forward to in subsequent loops because he would be undying? Maybe even the first or the second time that he looped, because if you have to wait 4.4 billion years in order to have another interaction with just one human, you would go crazy. I've said this in a previous stream as well, to where humans are social creatures. I believe it was a quote by Plato, to where if you are so isolated, so alone, similar to I Am Legend, you would lose your mind. And I just felt so bad for Victor and Juiz. This is a perfect love story of, it kind of reminds me of like a classic, I don't want to say like poor, but kind of like downtrodden on their luck type of parents and what they do for their kids. Like, they are willing to sacrifice literally everything. And each of these two lovers was willing to sacrifice everything just to see their partner get what they want, or even just to stop them from feeling that type of pain. What a beautiful love story. My goodness. All right, on that note, let's get into chapter 124. I believe the last one of this volume. Now, I have seen volume 15's cover, so I know kind of where it's going to go. I don't know how it's going to get there, but we got some great stuff coming up. So with that being said, let's waste no more time. Get into chapter 124 right about now. All right, guys, chapter 124, the last of volume 14. If you've watched this far and you've enjoyed what you have seen from me specifically, make sure you like the video, subscribe. We will be doing a live stream reaction for Vonte's side this upcoming Monday. And then I will be on the live stream for volume 15 the week or two thereafter. So we got lots of stuff in store for you guys for Undead Unluck as we approach this last loop. All right, with that being said, let's waste no more time. Start reading again. That card is the artifact Remember. I stuck it into Victor, thus creating you, Andy. Ho, 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 ho. Beautiful. Sign? Anime? Oh my goodness. And this is even reminiscent of, oh, at the bottom. I was just going to say that. Unknown, Ano-un, another goat. It's going from comic to anime as we see these characters come to life. Wow. Oh, that was Ishin's sign. Oh my goodness. Phil, Tatiana, Chikara, Top, Gina, Juiz, Void, Ishin, Nico, Latla, Shen, or Rip, Mui, Shen, Andy, Fuko, Billy, and Anoun in the background. I'm just staring at this. This is incredible. I love this series, guys. The hell? I feel heavy. It's hard to breathe. Dirt? Am I buried? Which way is up? This way? Chapter 124, Andy, Grave of the Fallen. Oh yeah, because he didn't remember he had undead until the what if memory of Fuko. So when he died back then in this war, likely he was buried. That's crazy. My first memory is of me emerging from a grave. Even now, I can still taste the dirt in my mouth. What a line. Andy, I was buried as one of the fallen in battle. My name, what I had been doing up until then, I didn't remember any of it. Of course I didn't. After all, I didn't have anything to my name. No parents, no friends, no recollections. I was born from Remember's stab. I'm Victor's alter ego. He's coming to grips with this. Like, you're not real, in a sense. Andy, yes, likely a phenomenon born of Victor's regeneration. In order to regenerate himself, he created a persona outside Remember's reach in an attempt to break the status quo, I assume. He's bleeding. And the small handful of memories that I do have, my guess is that those were Victor's reset memories attempting to regenerate. Okay, your mind took those fragments and recognized them as part of your own memories. Just like the bags under both of their eyes, this is mind melting. The harm I've inflicted on you is immeasurable. I will gladly repay you with my life if you so desire. Miss Juiz, cool, huh? Andy, that day is when all my suffering began. Without an idea of who I even was and relying solely on the fact that I had fallen in battle, I took to the battlefield to find myself. But no matter where I went, I could never find any info. The only thing I found out was that my body knew how to fight and that I was undead. He means back then. All I ever felt was guilt and loneliness. I like how they're building this up because that's indeed how he started out. But we know, just based on these last, I would say even since spring ended, that arc, that he's changed as a person. He's more in touch with his soul now. He has his own soul. I'm guessing it's going to be different than Victor's. So even though he technically was not a traditional person from the jump, that wasn't how he was created, he now is something. And that matters. And he's going to thank Juiz at the end of this monologue, I'm guessing. Knowing my pals thought we were all risking our lives out there together weighed on my conscience. Damn, also have to think about that. Watching those same people grow old was painful, and the thought of being alone with no end in sight had scared me stiff. All I ever thought about was dying. 50 years ago, when you guys captured me, I asked Nico to experiment on my body, and thanks to him, I found out that I really couldn't die. I stopped caring about everything. I gave up on dying and spent my days using the pain of suicide to feel alive. I had no hope, not a scrap, until I happened to meet Fuko. It was then I found a sense of hope. Andy, you... Rumbling! They are coming! That felt bigger than the last one. That's what she said. Pause. This is Fuko and Andy. It is not any sort of... Moving on. What's going on out there? I'm not letting you off that easy. You're gonna witness it all. From the suffering you helped create to what I gained after I met Fuko. My happiness. The floor above us is falling. Ark is gonna get crushed. Sure. Fuko, on it. All right. High five. Hook me up with some killer unluck. You got it. You know, I used to hate it so freaking much, but now I can say it with my head held high. Miss Juiz, stand clear. I'm Andy the Undead. I don't know what's coming up. Is that lava? Is that a geyser of hot steam water? Well, managed to weld that shut. But why was there still magma? I mean, I killed that Uma. That was something that was brought up, that gravity was killed, the core of gravity was killed previously when Andy was fighting all those Umas, but the rules still existed. So what I'm guessing is that there are certain rules, the 101, let's call them, that are absolutely without a doubt a necessity to this world. And if this world did not have those, the game would shut down. Because this is a video game, we all agree to this, right? Right? So with that being said, I feel like magma, it is so consequential to have that in this world, because without it, we don't get tectonic plates. We don't get the movement of heat through the convection currents to create the, let's just call it the bubbling pit of the primordial ooze is the theory of how humanity started. You don't get any of that without magma. So magma, gravity, I don't know, what are some other ones? Those two for sure, but there's 99 more, right? That was a long tangent, I'm sorry. Oh, come on, you know the details don't matter. They do, Fuko. I just had a whole lot. Were you not listening? Hey, Juiz, thanks a bunch for bringing me into being. There it is. Are you watching, Victor? And Victor, thank you for making me undead. And thanks to everything and everyone I've encountered so far. These two are it. I found them. No, the days I spent living with all of you help make me who I am. And thanks to you guys, I'm going to be able to cross time to protect you. We found them, our beacons of hope, Undead and Unluck. Now, let's go. It's looping time. I gotta wait like a week and a half to read the next volume. I don't want to wait. Best volume. Easily. There's so much that happened. Nico conclusion broke my heart. Confirmation of the loop structure, and then also confirmation of what Andy is. There was so much. We got the sad and emotionally gut-punching story that was Juiz and Victor's love. We now know how long Victor has been alive. Over 454 point something billion years. I would go crazy. Couldn't be me. Victor's a better man. I am more than happy to admit that. And it's just so cleanly written. I just love it. I love Undead. This series, I feel specifically with these last few volumes, this is like peak Undead Unluck. And I know that a lot of the viewers for this, they have joined us in our live streams. And thank you for that, first of all. But secondly, it's because you had an emotional connection to this series as well. And I can see it. Choked up. It is kind of dusty in here, so I still got some sinus issues. But no, like, jokes aside, I did get very emotional with this particular volume. Best of the series so far, and I cannot wait for volume 15. So with that being said, guys, make sure, again, you like the video if you have not already. Subscribe to the channel for more Undead Unluck content coming up shortly. And as Vonte likes to say, stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. See you in the next video, and peace.